After the last video on improving website traffic, Part 1, let us now discuss the remaining ideas to improve website traffic. 13. Sitemap. A sitemap is a file that lists the pages of your website to tell Google and other search engines how your site's content is organized. Google's crawlers read this file so that your site gets indexed intelligently. Your sitemap can also contain valuable metadata associated with the pages you list in it. Metadata is information about a web page, such as when the page was last updated, how often the page is changed, and the importance of the page relative to other URLs on your site. If your site's pages are properly linked, Google's web crawlers can discover most of your site. 14. Email newsletters. One of the strongest methods to grow your readership is through newsletter campaigns. While sometimes metrics like opens and click-through rates can be low, emails are still a great way to target niche audiences to convert them into loyal followers. According to HubSpot, 99% of people check their email every day, with many checking more than 20 times a day, and email communication is still a preferred way to receive updates from brands. The best way to build a successful email campaign is by creating a newsletter experience that will make those niche users want to read more. Those quality emails need to be supported by technology that makes it easy to transform your site's content into dynamic email campaigns. 15. Ads. Much like email newsletters, buying ads on different third-party platforms is an opportunity to reach hyper-targeted audiences. But that doesn't mean you have to buy ads on every medium all over the internet. Try to cater your ad spend to platforms that make the most sense for your content. For example, if you host a website about DIY Halloween decorations, it might make sense for you to spend money on Pinterest instead of platforms like Twitter or LinkedIn. Also, focus on being methodical with your audience targeting. Consider a retargeting campaign first and then measure its performance. A retargeting campaign targets people that have already engaged with your content and website previously. Buying pay-per-click ads on Google, Bing, Yahoo, and other places can become expensive, so make sure you are constantly monitoring the cost and efficacy of such ads. 16. Decrease bounce rate. Your site's bounce rate is the percentage of users who navigate away from your website after viewing only one page. The best way you can combat a high bounce rate is by providing a user experience that makes readers want to stick around and read more on your site. A great way to see if the improvements you're making to your site's user experience are making a difference is by leveraging A/B testing. If you subject a small percentage of your site's traffic to a new layout, you can see how the new version impacts page speed and user experience. Then you can check how that compares to your current bounce rate. Paying attention to your site's bounce rate is the best way to use the power of data to guide every step of your content workflow. By setting a goal to decrease your site's bounce rate, you should see an increase in general traffic. 17. Internal linking. If you want your site to rank in search results, it's going to need both external and internal links. Internal links are simply links that direct to another page on your site that is related to the topic at hand. This will increase context for your readers, and will hopefully keep them on your site for even longer. Additionally, internal links help organize your site for Google's indexing. For example, you can link to your most important pages more often to give Google an idea of the hierarchical structure of your site. If you want to increase traffic to your site, having a solid site architecture will help your site's ranking and hopefully increase the average time users spend on your site. The logic is simple: if a site is easier to navigate, the user will likely stick around longer. This is the gateway to user loyalty. Sorry for interrupting. The remaining part of the video will play after this short interruption. These are all the places you can find me: Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Spotify, Pinterest, etc. To receive only my video updates, you may subscribe to my YouTube channel. To receive all video updates and trendy blog advice, and also infographics, and also other interactive contents, you may subscribe to Tumblr blog or MailChimp newsletter. You will find all the URLs in the description of this video. Let's now continue with the video. 18. Shareability. In the modern digital landscape, social media can be an afterthought unless it is a core part of your business plan. The best way to maximize the benefits of social media is by making it easy to share your content wherever your audience lives, and that includes social feeds. You can ensure your content is hyper-optimized for social by using the following strategies. Publish mobile-friendly content. Make the most of mobile-friendly mediums like Facebook Instant Articles and web stories. Create a content calendar to maintain post frequency. Post discussion-worthy content to spark engagement. Consider using third-party scheduling tools like Sprout Social or Buffer to stay organized. Additionally, look into CMS platforms with social CRMs built right into the editing interface. 19. Bad content. If your site has been around for several years, it's likely that you have an archive of content that is not useful. It's important to periodically perform a content cleanup to make sure that Google is indexing the best version of your site. Here are some common kinds of bad content to look out for. 1. Duplicate content. Duplicate content is when the exact same or similar content appears across multiple URLs on your site. This can be troubling for Google's crawler because it will not know which URL to use. 2. Short content. Google has no official word count for what qualifies as quality content. In fact, some content considered short could perform well on Google if it has meaningful value to users. However, sometimes content that is short does not fully satisfy Google's guidelines around quality content. Make sure the shorter posts on your website are well written and adequately match the search phrases you hope to win. And consider having long-form and substantive content on your site. 3. Licensed content. Licensed content refers to articles that have been republished through a legal agreement, like a copyright license. While this can benefit your site if used sparingly, be sure you aren't hosting a lot of licensed content that could easily be found elsewhere on the web. This could put you at risk of being outranked on Google by other sources. 4. Typos. Google frowns on content with typos because it assumes that the quality of the content is not very good. 20. Modern CMS. Many factors go into generating web traffic composed of both new audiences and loyal visitors. Today's oversaturated market means that creating quality content is only half the battle. Content worth reading must be supported by technology that ticks all the boxes required to support high-volume traffic to your website. Make sure you are using technology that prioritizes performance and usability and offers an advanced suite of editorial tools and intuitive technology to enable publishers to unlock new growth across site, search, and social. 21. Influencers. We know that customers are more likely to buy from organizations with excellent word of mouth, but how do you create great word of mouth? First, delight your customers. Second, work with influencers. Influencer marketing isn't a passing fad. In fact, it's a budget-friendly option to drive traffic to your website. When influencers post discount codes, links, reviews, or giveaways, you are tapping into their audience to drive traffic to your website. 22. Community engagement. The more brand recognition you have, the more traffic you will drive to your website. One way to achieve brand recognition is to be active and engaged within the market. You can implement an engagement strategy today by participating in Facebook group discussions in your industry, answering questions on public forum websites, and interacting with your followers on social media. 23. Content repurposing. Need content to drive traffic to your site but struggling to come up with ideas? I get it. A great way to overcome this hurdle is to repurpose old content. Take a well-performing blog post and repurpose that into a video. Or if you have a podcast that did really well, write up a blog post on that topic. Using content that has already performed well will continue to drive traffic to your site. 24. Voice search. Remember in The Little Mermaid when Ariel wanted to go where the people were? That same principle applies to digital marketing. In order to drive traffic to your website, it's important to show up where people are searching. Voice search is an increasingly important area in which to rank. In fact, according to eMarketer, voice searches will have increased 9.7% by the end of 2021. That's why optimizing your content for voice search is essential. Here are a few tips to get started. Research long-tail keywords. When people use voice search, they speak in full sentences rather than short phrases. To optimize for voice search, start researching longer-tail keywords. Write answer-focused content. The content you write should answer your audience's questions. Optimize for snippets. Smart speakers like Alexa and Google Home look for short, concise answers. Writing quick summaries in your posts makes it easier for search engines and smart speakers to find the answer they need.